All right, thanks, Chris. Now time for a digital dive. You know, we've been talking for months about wearing a mask amid the pandemic. Health officials, we know, recommend wearing one, and if you're in a public building in the Twin Cities, you have to wear one. But would you support a statewide mask mandate? Because Governor Tim Walz is thinking about possibly enacting one.
We are still talking about this. I hear folks, I understand, I get all the things, especially when it's 90 degrees out. Not the most comfortable thing, but it is the single most effective thing we can do to protect others, slow the spread of COVID-19.
So Governor Walz also admits that wearing masks has become political, but pointed out that the nation's top leaders are shifting their opinion on this, and that includes President Donald Trump. In an interview yesterday with Fox Business, he weighed in on the mask mandates and even said he supports wearing one.
Well, I don't know if you need mandatory because you have many places in the country where people stay very long distance. You talk about social distancing, but I'm all for masks. I think masks are good. I would wear, if I were in a group of people and I was close.
You would wear one?
Oh, I would. Oh, I have. I mean, people have seen me wearing one.
So Trump, who's resisted wearing a mask in the past despite CDC recommendations, said, you know, he even likes the way he looks in a mask and even compared himself to the Lone Ranger. Also, Vice President Mike Pence, you know, in April when he visited Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, he did not wear a mask, but now he is saying that Americans should wear a mask, especially if they're not able to do social distancing. So back to the question, would you support a statewide mask mandate in Minnesota? Let us know your thoughts by texting us 763-797-7215. We're going to read your comments in about 10 minutes. Again, text us. Do not call us. But guys, we're already getting some split views on this.
Yeah.